Here's what's happening now. Plenty of sunshine across the area, but we are about to trade it in for rain. We'll find out how long we're going to stay wet. Your forecast live from Weatherfest in Southfield coming up. Karen.
All right, Ben. Also, first at 4, suspicion and denial. President Trump defends his motives for firing the director of the FBI. But up first, just looking at these smashed cars, you know the people inside were in a very dangerous situation. Now, the lives of several families are changed forever.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. When you see the video of these mangled cars, your heart breaks for the families of the people inside. And this crash in Livingston County took a heavy toll. 5 people are dead, 3 others critically injured. For the very latest, let's go to Rod Maloney. He has been tracking the investigation all day long, and we are learning more about these victims. Rod.
Yes, Karen, you know, when you talk about 5 people dead, 3 people very critically injured in a T-bone accident, you know that there's tragedy enough. But it goes much, much farther here, because we're in Pontiac right now at the probation offices here, just off of Telegraph Road. And here, they're devastated because one of their own, one of their very special people, highly important but also highly respected, died in that car crash along with members of her family. It is one of those mind-bending what-ifs. A stoplight here, a few seconds delayed there, and none of this happens.
Agent Candace Dunn.
Yet sadly, it did. Last night at the Kellogg Center in Lansing, 12-year probation office veteran, a beloved trainer, Candace Dunn, received Officer of the Year award. Her 36-year-old boyfriend, her 70-year-old mother from Macomb Township, and her mother's boyfriend, also 70, accompanied her to the dinner. With her boyfriend behind the wheel driving home, they unexpectedly found a car in the middle of M59 in Osceola Township. Michigan State Police Lieutenant Mario Gonzalez.
The vehicle traveling southbound on Argentine Road had a stop sign. All indications state that he did not go stop for that stop sign and collided with the other vehicle.
Dunn, her mother, and her mother's boyfriend all died at the scene. Dunn's boyfriend is in critical condition at the U of M hospital in Ann Arbor. Chris Gotts of the Michigan Department of Corrections says the news of Candace's death this morning sent a shockwave statewide.
We came off last night, it was such a high, such a celebration of her, and then to find it just a few hours later to come down like this. The whole staff is reeling from this here at the Oakland County Probation Office.
Now, the other car involved had a 22-year-old driver from Fenton. He survived this accident. He's at U of M hospital in very critical condition. Another driver, or passenger rather, in the back seat of that car was ejected. He too is in very critical condition at U of M hospital. 2 other people in that car died at the scene. And right now we are told that there's going to be a release sent out by Michigan State Police here very shortly, which will give us more information and perhaps the identities of all of the people who were killed and the injured in this. And so we're certainly going to have updates for you coming up on Local 4 News at 5 and again at 6 o'clock. So reporting now live from Pontiac, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
A heartbreaking tragedy. We'll be following this throughout the evening. Thank you, Rod. Also, first at 4, charges have been filed in the shooting of a 17-year-old girl. 21-year-old O'Shea Thomas, who is the victim's boyfriend, was charged today. Police say Thomas shot 17-year-old Marche Lowe at her home in Chesterfield Township on Monday. The Detroit man is charged with assault with intent to murder and felony firearms violations. Lowe remains in critical condition this afternoon. It's been almost 24 hours since President Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. Washington, D.C. is in an uproar, and the president on the defensive today. During a meeting with Henry Kissinger, Mr. Trump was asked why he fired Comey.
Because he wasn't doing a good job, very simply. He was not doing a good job.
Did it affect your meeting with the Russians today?
Excuse me?
Did it affect your meeting with the Russians today?
The president met with Russia's foreign minister today, but the American press was not allowed in that meeting. This photo comes from Russia. Our Kimberly Gill is tracking the debate on Capitol Hill and joins us with the latest. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. The White House says Comey was fired over his handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation, but that rationale isn't convincing to Democrats or even some Republicans. Comey's dismissal comes as the FBI is in the middle of investigating Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election, plus possible ties between Russia and members of the Trump campaign. Sources say Director Comey had just told Congress he needed more resources to pursue that investigation a week before he was fired. President Trump's team is defending his decision, but key Democrats have serious concerns about the timing of all this.
The question is, why did it happen last night? We know Director Comey was leading an investigation in whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians, a serious offense. Were those investigations getting too close to home for the president?
This is a president who saw that the FBI director had lost the public confidence, the confidence of Republicans and Democrats. I mean, pull up their tweets, watch their interviews on CNN. They had big problems with Comey when it was expedient for them. Now they all expressed shock and disappointment.
Well, the White House says Comey was fired at the urging of the Justice Department, including Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Now, Sessions, you see him there. He would not answer questions this morning as he left his home. The White House says it's looking for a new director of the FBI, but Comey's dismissal is renewing and increasing the calls for a special prosecutor to take over this investigation into Russia. Karen, more on the story at 5 o'clock and, of course, on NBC Nightly News at 6:30, and we will keep monitoring it for you. Until then, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Well, here at home, JPMorgan Chase is expanding its financial commitment to Detroit's economic comeback. The bank announced today that an initial 5-year investment of $100 million is expected to reach $150 million by 2019. The bank says it reached the initial investment 2 years ahead of schedule due to strong collaborations and improving economic conditions in the city. In today's first forecast, Ben Bailey is on the road. He's over at WeatherFest 2017 in Southfield, and it is a gorgeous day out there, Ben.
Yeah, Karen, we're making progress every day. We keep getting warmer, and we've got all that sunshine that's greeting us today, despite the cold starts this morning. But outside, we're getting a lot of 60-degree readings and making some improvement over what we had yesterday. 65 in Ann Arbor is one of our warm spots. Everybody else in the mid-60s. It is a little bit cooler on the east side with some of those east and southeast winds, keeping some of those numbers close to the lake into the 50s. But generally beautiful conditions, and believe it or not, we're going to have even warmer numbers as we get towards the weekend. We'll look at that coming up, but we are at WeatherFest out here in Southfield. All kinds of cool stuff going on. We've got Ali Skywarn from the Weather Service who's been out here cutting a rug with some of the kids. All kinds of stuff for you to see as far as weather safety goes, home safety, and how you can get prepared as severe weather season starts to ramp up here in Southeast Michigan. We'll be talking more about that and, of course, your Mother's Day weekend forecast all in a few minutes. Karen, back to you.
All right, we'll check back in a little bit. Thank you, Ben. It is the end of an era at the Michigan Opera Theater. The man responsible for bringing so much music, culture, and beauty to the people of Detroit is getting ready to retire. Today, he sat down with our Paula Dutman to reflect on his love of our city and why now is the right time to step down.
Though not obvious in the skyline, there is a place that is very much a part of Detroit's DNA. A grand opera house built by a man who refused to give up on Detroit nearly 50 years ago.
People, you know, who are total naysayers and saying, what are you doing?
The naysayers were wrong. The Detroit Opera House has one of the largest stages in the country, has been home to world premieres and fine theater. But at 82, Dr. David DeCura is now stepping down as artistic director.
First of all, my age, also my physical situation. I do have pancreatic cancer, so, you know, and I just think it's time.
It was his passion that was the driving force behind rebuilding a building most thought was worth scrapping.
The stage was in such shambles that when I brought Luciano Pavarotti to look at this place, and I said, Luciano, this is going to be an opera house. I wanted you to see it. And he walked toward the stage, and I said, oh, no, you can't go on the stage. I said, you'll fall through. And he looked at me and he said, you do it, and I will open it for you.
And next week, we'll actually see the return of the opera he wrote, Cyrano. But even as he prepares to leave, he will never ever truly be gone. The artisans brought in to restore the splendor tucked away small tributes. Unbeknownst to him, golden goose eggs of sorts by placing his image throughout the house. Check the mural in the grand lobby, and then look carefully at some of the faces sculpted into the plaster.
Yeah, I was walking through and I went, what is that? That meant a lot to me, you know, that they felt that this house was something that should reflect me in some way. And I was appreciative of that.
As he prepares to exit stage right, he is ever hopeful, ever proud, ever grateful, forever present. And Dr. Dees says he does want to write a book, but first he wants to enjoy his grand celebration that starts next week. And in fact, you can see right here, Cyrano opens on Saturday. He says just because he's retiring doesn't mean he will be absent. He will still come to many of the shows, but he'll be sitting in the audience, Karen, as a patron of the arts. And if you have never been inside the Opera House, it is splendiferous. It is something to see.
It definitely is. Thank you, Paula. Still ahead, men, women, and money. A new survey shows who's more worried about their partner's credit score. Also, even some animal lovers have a hard time loving snakes, but this king cobra is getting some very special medical attention. We'll tell you why. Up first, air rage caught on camera again. The common passenger complaint that may have sparked this brawl and possible criminal charges.
The coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
New at 5, summer safety in good health. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Did you know nearly 50 kids an hour are taken to the emergency room after getting hurt on a bike, scooter, or skateboard? I'll show parents the critical mistake that could be raising your child's risk. See you at 5.
All right, thank you, Doc. We are back with new video of another fight on board an airplane. This brawl broke out on a Southwest flight arriving in Los Angeles from Dallas. You can see a flight attendant trying to pull the two men apart. One victim says the whole thing started when a man turned around and made a comment about a woman messing with his chair. One passenger suffered minor injuries, including cuts and a chipped tooth. Burbank police arrested the other on suspicion of battery. First at 4, we're also on top of stories making headlines all around the world. We start in South Korea, where this man has been sworn in as the new president, and that could have a big impact on American foreign policy. The new president, Moon Jae-in, says he's willing to visit North Korea under the right conditions. He's also raised questions about the new anti-missile system the U.S. just installed in South Korea. The new president is a new player in a very tense part of the world. If you are tired of our chilly May weather, take a look at the situation over in Poland. Yes, that's snow. It feels like winter over there. Temperatures have dipped to 25 degrees in the southern part of the country. In some mountain areas, things are much worse, with temperatures plunging to just 10 degrees. The cold spring is doing a lot of damage to Polish orchards. So we are not complaining at all, Ben, about the cooler temperatures that's been slowly climbing the mercury. No. And Ben's been enjoying his afternoon over in Southfield at WeatherFest 2017. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Karen, it's always worse somewhere else, isn't it? After seeing that snow, makes you appreciate what we got here. But I'll tell you, the sunshine has been nice. The 60s have been nice. And we've finally gotten rid of those morning temperatures that are down below freezing. So a respectable finish this afternoon, but a little bit of a difference depending on where you're at across the area. Again, those east and southeast winds keeping things just a little bit cooler out there in Monroe at 59. But the rest of us are in the 60s, 61 downtown, 64 in Metro. And then the further west you get, Lansing actually making a run at 70 right now, 69 degrees out there. Showers showing up around Chicago as you see them in the southern tip of Lake Michigan on their way towards Metro Detroit. We'll get through the rest of the evening hours dry, and then once we start getting past midnight tonight, expect to see a few showers develop, and that low is going to stay hanging out to our south. So it's not going to be a ton of rain that we're going to see tomorrow, but still going to be seeing some showers and possibly hearing a rumble of thunder, but I think that's the outside chance. Once we get into Friday, things dry out, and it looks like we are are going to stay that way as we go into the upcoming weekend. So tonight, temperatures not nearly as chilly as what we've been through earlier in the week. 47 in the city, and again, those showers developing after midnight tonight, so we will see the clouds start to thicken up through the evening hours tonight. Temperatures getting only into the mid and upper 50s tomorrow, so a little bit cooler than what we had today with those clouds that we're expecting and chances of showers. That should keep things a little bit on the cooler side, but we recover all the temperatures that we had today, all that warmth, and going into the upcoming weekend. 66 on Saturday, 67 on Sunday, and 2 days in the 70s next week, and we'll get it with plenty of sunshine, so the back end of that 7-day forecast is looking pretty good. So is this afternoon out here at WeatherFest. We're in Southfield, and I'm here with Rich Pullman from the National Weather Service. This is year 2 of WeatherFest, right?
It sure is, and we're happy to have you as a partner to teach our students all about those STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, math, specifically with meteorology.
Yeah, we had a lot of kids run through here this morning, and now a lot of the bigger kids are coming this afternoon and learning all kinds of things about weather.
Yeah, not only about weather itself, but preparing for the hazardous weather that we get here in southeast Michigan, what to do before the storm, during the storm, and even after the storm if it happens to hit you.
And since we don't have any severe weather outside, you guys have actually brought it inside here. Tell us what's behind us.
Yeah, this is our teaching tornado, and the teaching tornado, 3 basic steps to get that tornado formation. We need the moisture, and that's where you see that steam or that moisture being lifted up. We need the rotation in the atmosphere, and so we have some wind circulating around it. And finally, we need a thunderstorm with that updraft, and we have an exhaust fan to act as our thunderstorm to pull all that air up. 3 basic ingredients to get our tornado, and teaches just the basics there for our kids.
That's about as close as any of us should actually get to a real tornado, right?
Yeah, well, the kids love it because they can actually touch it, but we always remind them that's the only tornado they're allowed to touch.
Very cool. And we'll be out here until 7 o'clock tonight, right?
Out to 7 o'clock. You're welcome to join us, and we'll be happy to talk about all things weather.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. Come out and see us. We're at the Southfield Public Library. We'll be here till 7 o'clock tonight, Karen.
All right. Looks like a great time. Thank you, Ben. Still ahead, a surprising illness at the Denver Zoo has a lot of people talking. Zookeepers are taking some drastic measures to save this king cobra snake. Wait until you hear this story. But first, what Americans say about the importance of your credit score in a relationship, and when to tell your partner about your finances. We'll be right back. Let's talk about what's trending this afternoon. Snapchat is shaking things up as it tries to start making some money. Till now, Snapchat has been famous for allowing users to see an image for just 10 seconds. The latest update allows users to see the snap as long as they want, but once they close that snap, it will disappear. The app is adding new features as it releases its first earnings report as a public company. Snapchat is expected to lose money this quarter. Also trending today, when it comes to love and money, many Americans say knowing a potential partner's credit score would have an impact on their interest level. The new study from Bankrate.com found 42% of Americans say the credit score is important. Women were 3 times more likely than men to consider the credit score a major influence. And when do you tell the other person about your finances? The majority say after a few months or even after you are engaged. Well, here is a story about skin cancer that's surprising a lot of people because the patient is an 18-year-old king cobra snake. Who knew snakes could even get skin cancer? Officials at the Denver Zoo say they noticed an unusual spot on the cobra's scales, and he was losing weight. They actually fed the snake dead rats stuffed with chemotherapy pills. They say the treatment seems to be working, and they'll keep trying until he goes into remission. Still ahead, first at 4, forget the school bus, jump on your bike. See how police gave Detroit students a ride to remember this morning.
She was the first African-American police officer to be hired in the history of the city of Warren.
I'd die for them, because that's what I signed up for.
Now 10 years later, she's still the only African-American, and she says she's not going to put up with it anymore.
To make myself so small for them, it's a horrible thing to admit and say that I've allowed myself to be tolerated.
Alleging co-workers and bosses condone racist and demeaning comments, and even put her life in danger.
You just shouldn't have to be confronted with it every day.
An exclusive Defenders investigation tonight at 11.
Finally, first at 4. Today was Ride Your Bike to School Day for students all across the country. In Southwest Detroit, 4th Precinct Detroit police officers rode their bikes and blocked traffic so students from Cesar Chavez Academy could celebrate the day and also, of course, stay safe. The officers also helped keep the riders get to their destination. The students and officers all met this morning and rode their bikes or walked to the school together. Thank you for joining us for First at 4. We're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition, straight ahead.